guys, how's it going? So today we're gonna have kind of a chill day. The air quality out here is really bad. I don't know if you can see behind me, it's probably kind of bright back there, but it is pretty smoky out. So I think we're gonna do some inside projects and some kind of festive fall stuff. Erin and I are gonna head out real quick. We're gonna run down to the garden center to grab a couple things, but then I wanna go to our local orchard and pick up a couple boxes of apples because I wanna get them into the dehydrator. There's Erin. Coming around to pick me up. So anyway, that's the plan for today. Nothing huge, but fun. I'm really excited about it. I love days like this.
Does that look wet to you?
What?
Right behind you?
What you eating?
Breakfast bar?
Oh, I haven't had breakfast yet. Yeah, it does look wet. We've been having some water issues right here. Look at that. It's not pooled like it normally is though. Usually every morning it's pooled, so I think you got the water off, right?
Watering. It shouldn't be wet at all. It didn't rain last night.
Oh.
Something's wrong.
Something's wrong. Water issues are such a pain. I know you guys can feel me on that one. I wonder if today would be a good chai kind of a day.
Okay.
These are cute, aren't they? Penny yellow violas. Is my mom out here anywhere?
I think she went for a date for coffee.
Oh, sounds about right. I came out here to try to find my mom and say hi, but I guess she is at a coffee date with a girlfriend. So anyway, kind of a good morning for that. Oh, little touches of fall going on down here. I love it. I got just a few of those yellow violas and now we're heading to go get apples. We are here. I'm pretty sure I said we were going to a local orchard. I meant local farm stand. I don't know what I was thinking. Anyway, they have tons of good stuff here and I noticed on their Facebook page that they do have apples. So anyway, this is in a little town right across the border from us in Idaho called Fruitland, which seems very appropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah, here we go. There's the apples. Look at all of this stuff, you guys. I think this is what I want. 2 of these boxes. Oh, but look at this. Bartlett pears. Erin, look at the size of this watermelon.
Whoa.
That's the longest watermelon I've ever seen. You think you can stack it?
Yep.
That's brave. That's really heavy, Erin. Are you sure? Uh-oh, one of my violas fell over. Oh, that is a sight, isn't it? All right, guys, so it's actually a new day. We got the apples, we got them home, and then everything else hit the fan. And we ended up needing to do several other different things. The apples just had to wait until today, which I'm actually happy about because the air quality is a little bit better today. We can actually see some blue sky, and so I'm going to do this whole process of slicing and all that out here where, I don't know, it just seems like it's always kind of a wet process. So I love to do all of that kind of prep outside if I can. So here are my beautiful Honeycrisp apples. Aren't they so pretty? Now these are probably a little bit spendier variety of apple than you could dehydrate. You could dehydrate pretty much anything, but these are always so tasty. They're a favorite around here. These are my 2 dehydrators that I've had forever. Nesco brand. They're just like super simple and basic. 4 trays right there that just stack one on top of the other. And I actually dehydrated in these for several years before I even realized it had a temperature dial. Duh. I didn't even know. So you can set it for jerky, meats, fruit, veggies, fruit rolls, crafts. I don't know what else is on there. Nuts and seeds and that sort of thing. So we're gonna be setting the temperature at about 130 degrees today. I've also got my bowl of water, which I'm going to be squeezing some fresh lemon juice in there just to acidify it a bit, and that'll help the apples not brown. And then I've got my mandolin here, which this tool always scares me. Every time I get it out, I'm always afraid of getting cut, but boy, it'll make it nice. So we'll take the core out with this, and then we're going to slice the apples so they're all exactly the same thickness so that they'll dry in the same amount of time. So this process is super easy, which I'll show you. All we have to do is cut the apples in slices, usually right around 1/3 of an inch thick. We put them in the water that has lemon juice, let them sit for a few minutes. Then I take them out and usually kind of dab the water off with a towel. And then we line them up in the dehydrators, and it's set at usually like 130 to 135. And it runs for approximately 12 hours to get them to the right doneness. I will set a timer. Usually I set one for about 9 hours and I check on them, and then I set an alarm for an hour every hour after that until they're done, just because I want to make sure not to miss it. I like to use dehydrators because then both my oven and all my trays are free and I can use them for whatever else I want to use them for. And honestly, between yesterday and today, I've been really toying with the idea of ordering a really nice, like a bigger dehydrator, and I did that. I actually have one coming from Gardener's Supply too, so I thought what I would do is kind of line all three of them up and test them out and kind of share my findings with you. Let me show you. I have my phone right here so I can show you what I ordered. So this is one of the ones I ordered. This is a TriBest SDE S6780-B Sedona Express digital food dehydrator with stainless steel trays. I watched a ton of YouTube videos, like it was between the TriBest and the Excalibur, and what were the other ones? There were a few like top runners, and then this is the one from Gardener's Supply. It's called the Weston Digital Food Dehydrator 6 Tray. Thought it would be fun. This is a better price point than the other one, $69.95. The big one was several $100s. I honestly feel like any dehydrator I get is a good investment. I think I will use all of them, because when I get all my stuff out and I'm kind of in the mood to do it, you want to make all the work worth it, and you want to make the batches big enough. And we roll through dried produce. Like Aaron and I could snack on that stuff all the time. So like these 2 boxes of apples will not last us very long at all. And it's such a great time of year to be doing stuff like this. I mean, I don't know if you guys are interested in stuff like this. How many of you guys are like preserving and doing that? I don't do very much canning. In fact, I think what happened with me in canning is one year I got super into it and I canned everything I could get my hands on, and I think I burned myself out to be honest. And that was like, that was years ago, like probably 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago that I did that, and I'm still really not in the mood to do it. But drying stuff is really easy, and there's not as much involved in terms of kitchen time. It's just like the prep, and then you just wait for it to be done. Okie doke, so now I will show you close up on one of the apples what I'm gonna do, and then I'm gonna speed up the rest of the process and make it look a lot easier than it really is. So the first thing we need to do is prep our water. You usually want to add about 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, or you can use vinegar, per quart of water. Now I'm gonna take my apple and I'm gonna use this to get the core out of the center. And now I'm going to use my mandolin to cut the apple into slices. I'm going to use this, so you see these little teeth right here? You just press the apple into those teeth, and that way you can use this without worrying about cutting your hand, because you've got this little protective guard. So now we've got all of these beautiful apple slices. Look at all these. They're gorgeous. That we're going to just put in the water for a few minutes. Look at how pretty and beautifully even these are. So after several minutes, we take the apples out of the water, just kind of line them up on a towel, and just blot off extra moisture, just like that. Then we line them up. I'm gonna break this one in half so it fits right there. So I've got my first one pretty much filled up. I'm gonna see if I cut all of these in half, if I can fit more. That'd be interesting. I don't doubt it. I can fit 1 extra piece. You gotta be kidding. So I just made it through my first 4 apples, which filled up 1 whole dehydrator. And I was cutting up pretty big ones. So I started with pretty good size apples, where a lot of these are normal size. So I could fit more apples per dehydrator, but look at how many I have. This is where it's going to be so nice to have more dehydrator space, because it is a little bit of a process, even though it doesn't take very much in terms of supplies. Like, you don't even need to have this. This is just handy to have. It cuts them so similarly that it does make a difference in their drying time. But you can just cut them all normally with a knife if you want. So basically the rest of this project is only going to take me about 4 or 5 apples worth of cutting. Anyway, I'm just going to continue filling this dehydrator. I'm going to take them inside, plug them in, and then we will be back tomorrow to kind of finish up and show you the end product. All right guys, so it's actually been a couple of days since I put my first batch of apples in my older dehydrators. In fact, I had time to run another batch through, and this is what I yielded between the 2 batches. We ate the better part of the first batch, like right out of the dehydrators. They were still kind of warm and they were so tasty. So I found that I was able to fit in these 2 between 8 and 10 apples, depending on the size of the apples, and then it took 8 hours. It did not take 12 hours. So yeah, I kind of didn't remember that properly. If you're running it at 135 degrees, which is what I had it set at, 8 hours was like pretty much max if you're cutting them at 1/3 of an inch thick, but I did receive my new one. So this one is a Tri-Best Sedona Express. It's kind of on the higher end of the mid-level dehydrators from what I could tell. The reason why I wanted this one, why I went with this one, is I liked the size. The sound, I don't know if you can hear it, it's just like a normal room fan, like a one you plug in. So it's not super loud. These are actually louder than this one. I like the glass door. You can see what's going on without actually opening it. And when you do open it, you can see that light turns on, and then it's just gonna kick right back on. I like that all of the controls are up on the top here that face out, so that if I do decide to put it underneath a cabinet, like if I decide to tuck it in right here, oh, aren't those pretty? I can do that. And it'll still fit, and I'll still be able to control it, because I saw that on some models, the controls were on the top toward the back, which seemed kind of like an odd placement to me. So in this one dehydrator, I was able to fit, let's see, 13, I think 13 apples. So 13 in this one, and they were of all varying sizes. I tried to pick out some of the larger ones. So between, 8 to 10 in 2 dehydrators versus 13 in 1, that's pretty nice. So it did come with, now this is my maiden voyage. I have not tried this other than loading it up this morning. It comes with a drip pan. Let me open it again. Which you could replace this bottom tray with a drip pan if you're doing something that you're worried about, like stuff leaking through, but apples don't really make a big mess. So in that case, I have 11 trays. If I use my drip pan, I would have 10 trays. And this unit also came with an extra air filter that you can put in the back. So I'll have that just saved in the box for when I feel like I need to change out the filter. I haven't done a lot of reading on it, but it's got like this huge manual. Oh, my banana bread's done. Hold on. Gotta take the banana bread out. It's been a productive morning, everybody. Oh, perfection. Yum. Anyway, I think I was talking about the manual. So the manual came, this is how thick it is. And then there's a small book of recipes, which honestly only a few pages are in English and the rest are in a bunch of different other languages. So you only get like a few recipes. I feel like it will get you started, but then you'll probably have to look up other things. Like, I didn't load these back up with apples this morning because I kind of want to try either some jerky or some fruit leather. I've done fruit leather lots in these and it works really well. But I've never tried jerky before. And this is how many apples I still have to work through. So I still haven't received the 6-tray Gardener's Supply dehydrator. I'm waiting on that. I'm hoping it's here in the next few days. And then I thought I would put them all through the test. Like, I'd love to use this a few more times and then report back to you to tell you if I feel like the investment is worth it. Because it's weird. I mean, you look at all these dehydrators and it goes from like dehydrators under $100 up to like, I mean, you can get them for 150, 170 and stuff like that, but this one has some features that I really wanted, like the glass doors and a timer that shuts off, so it shuts the unit off when it's done, so I don't have to be here. These I have to be here unless I plug them into an actual timer. And so they kind of jump into the several $100 range, and then after that, it's like you're $1,000 and over, which I'm not that passionate about dehydrating to invest that kind of money, but I feel like this was a really good mid-level, higher range mid-level one. So anyway, yeah, it's kind of a fun project to do when it's kind of smoky and yuck outside. We do have blue skies today, so I think we're gonna get Benjamin all ready and go for a nice walk because we haven't been able to do that. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you're having a great day and we will see you in the next one. Bye.